Welcome to the SAP HANA Academy. My name's Bob, and in this video we'll be covering the concept of attribute views. In this video we'll be creating an attribute view using the SAP HANA Studio. So the first thing I'll do is launch that SAP HANA Studio. And we've got a few assumptions before we build this view. Firstly, you need to be in the modeler perspective. If you're not sure how to open that up, just click on this icon here, which is Open Perspective. And if it's not listed here, click on the other icon and select Modeler. Secondly, we've got a data set. So if I go into my catalog folder, we've got a schema called STS, and we've got a set of tables, and I'm going to build this simple attribute view on a table called dim customer. If I open the content, you'll see that it's a simple dimension table. Not dim customer, I'll build it on dim supplier. It's a simple dimension table. Each row has an ID, and it lists suppliers with their contact details. Very, very simple and straightforward. So to do this, we minimize our catalog folder and we go into our content folder. So the first thing that you'll need to build is a package. I've already got one here that I'm going to use. They're very simple to build. You right click, select new, and the only option you'll be given is package. Give your package a name and then click on OK. Once you've got your package and you want to build your content in that package, right click on the package you've created, select new, and you'll be given these 7 options. So in this first example, we're going to build an attribute view. So I'm going to call my attribute view STS underscore attribute underscore view. You can give it a description, and there are different types of attribute view that you can build. You can build a time attribute view, which is like a time dimension, or a derived attribute view, which is a special advanced type of attribute view. Our subtype is going to simply be standard. Then we can click on finish. So this is what the UI looks like. You can see that the attribute view has been created, but it's not been saved. How do we know that? Because there's this little grey diamond shape next to the view. So the first thing we need to do is select the objects that we want to be placed in our attribute view. So to do this, we select our data foundation icon within our scenario pane, click on the green plus button to add an object, and I'm going to search for dim supplier. The next thing we'll need to do is choose our columns that we want to be included in our output. So in this simple example, I'm going to choose company name all the way down to country by clicking on the shift button, right clicking, and adding to output. So we can see that we've added those columns. Now, we've actually not quite finished yet, and I'm going to show you how we can manage errors. So if I now try and save this, when we save the attribute view, we'll automatically also validate the attribute view. So this is an example of some error logging. So it's telling us that it completed, but there was an error. So if I double click on the error, we can essentially see that we have no key attribute. So a key attribute is essentially defining one of the columns in the data source as a primary key to distinguish or to uniquely identify each supplier. So if I go back to my view, I'll just close that job log. And what I need to do is select that supplier ID, right click and add it to the output. Then we select the supplier ID and we change the value of the property for key attribute and make it true. What we're saying is that this essentially is the primary key for that view. So now that we've done that, we can save, And again, I'm going to see if I can save and also validate this time. There we can see that it completed successfully. So just to test this basic view, if I go and right click, I can't really see the data yet. So what I need to do is activate. So we can activate here by clicking Save and Activate. And what you'll see is that the grey diamond shape disappears, which means now users will be able to see this view. So now if I right click and do a data preview and go to the raw data, we can see the results of this view. Very straightforward. So that's a very simple way in which you can build a simple attribute view using the SAP HANA Studio. Thanks for watching. You can see more videos at academy.saphana.com.